5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision's The Week That Was, covering the news and events for the week ending Friday, October 11th, 2019. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, last week, all new member activities for fraternities on campus were suspended after alleged hazing of individuals in 2 Greek organizations. That suspension was lifted this week following meetings between the university and each chapter. Brady Talbert has more on the story.
Last week, a second Troy University fraternity was put under the university's microscope for an investigation into alleged hazing. Following Sigma Chi's suspension, Delta Kappa Epsilon was facing criticism of its own, which caused the university to place a hold on all new member activities for fraternities within the Interfraternity Council. As of Monday, the hold has been lifted following individual chapter meetings with the university. Alongside Troy's Senior Vice Chancellor for Student Services and IFC Advisor, Dean of Student Services Herbert Reeves led the meetings in an effort to prevent hazing incidents like these.
We want to be more proactive than reactive. You know, for the last several weeks we've been in a very reactive mode, reacting to the complaints that we've gotten, and we want to try to be proactive and prevent these things from happening before they occur.
During these chapter meetings, the university spoke of how hazing is on a spectrum, and any activity that humiliates or belittles new members should come to a standstill.
And then we ask each of the groups to go back and just kind of reflect and review on where they're at as a chapter with regards to things that could or possibly could be construed as hazing. Which
was followed by each chapter drafting a written anti-hazing commitment pledge, which was signed by each executive board and turned into the university.
It's our goal, our hope that we don't have anymore. This is hope that that we feel like this is something we probably need to do on an annual basis to ensure that we don't have it, and try to be a little more engaged and a little more proactive with the organizations before we get to this point.
Troy University students who may be looking for a job or internship had the chance to try and look the part by getting their hands on some professional clothing at an event in the capital city. Carissa Justice has more from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Most college students do not have the budget to purchase new professional clothing. However, Troy University and JCPenney made it a little easier for students on Sunday afternoon through their second annual Suit Up event.
Today we're at the JCPenney in Montgomery for our Suit Up event. Basically, it's discounted professional wear for our Troy University students. Anything business casual or business professional. Of course, we're encouraging suits, but your slacks and your nice blouses also count.
Troy began their partnership with JCPenney last year because of their desire to assist students financially.
We just felt the need to help students buy professional wear at a discount. We know it's hard when you're in college and your budget is tight, so we wanted to provide something that would be useful.
Reese believes the Suit Up event is beneficial to college students not only because of the discounted prices, but because the clothing available for purchase can aid students in landing a job.
It's really important to dress professionally when you're networking or when you're going to upcoming career fairs. So I think dressing key is important for that first impression, and that's what we're trying to help students with.
All the pieces you could want to complete your business attire were available for purchase at the discounted price, and one Troy University student talks about how he believes the event is beneficial.
It really helps because most kids are on a budget and they have to get sale prices to really be able to buy things in bulk and just have the opportunity to buy things. So it just really helps out college students, I think, to have those sales available to us.
Students will be able to put these new clothes to use at Troy University's career fair this Wednesday from 10 to 2 in the Trojan Arena. In Montgomery, Carissa Justice, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And Troy students had that chance to use those clothes towards finding their first job on Wednesday morning as employers filled the concourse of Trojan Arena for the Fall Career Fair. Jessica Prince has the story.
Troy University prides itself in the plentiful opportunities it provides for students, one of these being the Career Services Career Fair. The fair that's held every semester helps both employers and students network for potential internships, job opportunities, and mentoring.
Today is our All Majors Career Fair, so we are down in Trojan Arena. We've gotten about 600 students that have turned out to the career fair. It's been really, really exciting, great turnout, and we've got about 75 to 80 employers that were here that were recruiting students for full-time jobs and internships.
Students dressed in business attire headed to the Trojan Arena to meet with businesses from different fields and discuss what role employers could play in future career plans. Students took advantage of access to over 80 employers, as well as free professional headshots and raffle prizes, all of which the fair offered.
We have a very good need for young talent for our clients that we staff for, mostly IT talent, web developers, Java developers, and we see a lot of good talent that comes from Troy, and we recognize that talent, so we would like to come here and speak with that talent and receive those resumes of those students that are about to graduate.
Employers that met with students gave a brief introduction of their business and answered any questions about employment and internships. And even with a simple introduction, students were able to get a feel of the career world.
It really opened my eyes to realize how to communicate with someone in the business world. You know, when you deal with a business, you don't talk to them as if they're your friend. You talk to them as if you want to handle business and get the job done is what they're looking for as well.
The career fair gave hundreds of students the tools they needed to get their foot in the door and take their first steps toward a successful career.
I formed some awesome relationships with quite a few tables. I've actually had an offer for an internship as soon as I walked in, so it's very great to know that, you know, there is an opportunity waiting for me very soon.
Troy's Career Services is one of the many departments to aid in guiding students' path toward the future, teaching them that when opportunity comes knocking, make sure to give it a firm handshake.
Troy University is known as Alabama's international university due to the large number of students who come here from other countries. However, Troy also tries to send American students overseas to study as well. Laurel Hatfield gives us a look at how students learned about some of their options.
The Troy University Study Abroad office held a fair today for students to learn about the different programs that Study Abroad offers.
So the students can learn more about studying abroad in general. They can learn about our exchange programs, and they can learn about our faculty-led programs. And we also have some third-party providers here, as well as the Peace Corps. So they can learn about Peace Corps, they can learn about studying abroad for a semester at sea.
And for one student who had the opportunity to do the semester at sea, says it changed his life.
Semester at sea is a unique model for studying abroad. It's a comparative model where you're comparing the various geopolitical issues in each country, and you're going from one country to the next, one culture to the next, where nobody looks like you, talks like you, or believes in the same things as you. And so it was transformational. It was a voyage of discovery. So we went to 11 different countries. The ship took us to 15 different port cities, and then I got to travel in country for about a week on end in each country. And it was nothing like it. It was transformational.
But what are the benefits to studying abroad?
So the benefits are the cultural and global awareness. Also, it's been shown that students who study abroad make $7,000 more per year in their first job, and also they get jobs quicker when they graduate.
Laurel Hatfield, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how Trojan Outreach was spreading awareness about domestic violence to students on campus. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
You might start on a Troy campus or at your kitchen table. Wherever you start, you'll be more than a student. You'll be part of the Troy family, armed with the education, values, and skills you need to succeed. Ready to lead today's global workforce. No challenge will feel impossible. No dream will be out of reach, because we will be with you all the way. Trojan Warriors, one and all.
All this week, Troy University's Trojan Outreach was working to spread awareness about domestic violence to students on campus, including an event Monday that aired out some of the dirty laundry attached to domestic violence. Aaron Dixon shows us how.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Trojan Outreach is doing a 3-day campaign to show awareness for domestic violence, and it all started Monday with the Clothesline Project.
Today we're doing the Clothesline Project. The Clothesline Project is a campaign that raises awareness for sexual assault survivors specifically, but we're really trying to hone in on not just sexual assault, but interpersonal violence as well.
Trojan Outreach is also trying to make people aware of what domestic violence is and that it can affect more than just one type of person.
So domestic violence, there's a lot of stereotypes surrounding it. You would only really think that it's a husband beating a wife or something of that nature, but it's so much more than that. Men can also be victims of domestic violence, but alongside of that, it's not just physical assault. It can be financial manipulation, it can be emotional or psychological manipulation, and it doesn't just have to happen within romantic partners. It can also happen with roommates.
Student organizations and clubs were asked to make t-shirts with facts about domestic violence, encouraging words, or even saying how they have been affected by domestic violence.
So we have shirts that organizations made showing their support, and you can also, students have come up and made like paper shirts to hang on a little clothesline saying things like I support survivors, or just like little sayings like stay strong, you know, be brave, just like little encouragements.
Trojan Outreach will be on the quad tomorrow from 10 until 2, and they will be doing These Hands Don't Hurt, where students can make a pledge saying that they will stand against domestic violence. Aaron Dixon, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And as a part of their activities this week, Trojan Outreach has students use their hands to show their support for victims of domestic violence. Allison Polk shows us how.
Trojan Outreach is on day 2 of their campaign against domestic abuse. On Tuesday afternoon, they hosted an event called These Hands Don't Hurt to spread awareness about the serious topic.
So today we're doing These Hands Don't Hurt, which is a project basically pledging your alliance to ending domestic abuse, whether that be in a friendship or relationship, roommates, or anything of the sort. And then domestic violence also covers mental abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, psychological abuse, and all of the above.
One way Trojan Outreach is spreading awareness is by encouraging students to take a pledge and paint their hand.
So what we're doing is you paint your hand, and then you place your hand on the banner and you sign it, and it's just your pledge to ending domestic violence with you.
And even though domestic abuse doesn't seem to be that common on a college campus, it happens more than you realize.
It's more common than you would think, and it's one of those things that's underreported because not a lot of people know the signs. They don't realize, oh, them asking me every 5 minutes where I'm at is a form of mental abuse. Oh, them asking me why I'm spending that money is a form of abuse. Oh, he just hit me once, he didn't do it again. They don't realize that's already abuse. And so it's really common, but it's very underreported.
With an issue as heavy as interpersonal violence, it's very important to spread awareness because a lot of people can feel isolated if they're going through this, and we just want to show support. So if someone is going through this, they feel comfortable reaching out for resources or anything like that, and just to show them they're not alone.
Trojan Outreach's next event will be Wednesday in the Hawkins Hall Auditorium. They will be showing a documentary called The Hunting Ground, which talks about sexual assaults nationally on college campuses. Allison Polk, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Next week is a big football game for Troy as they take on South Alabama in the battle for the belt. And there should be plenty of Trojans wearing Cardinal for the game. However, Troy Student Government Association is trying to encourage students to wear a different color for at least part of the week for a different type of battle. Claudia Peppenhorst has the story.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the SGA met on Tuesday night to discuss preparations and campus events for the upcoming week.
Next week, we'd like to do a lot of things. We want everybody on campus and everybody in the community to know that it is going to be Breast Cancer Awareness Week at Troy University. We're doing a lot of things to try and promote breast cancer awareness. We're also going to try and do a special day next week where we're going to encourage students to wear pink.
In addition to wearing pink for breast cancer awareness, SGA displays its support for a man in blue, a police officer making a difference in the community.
Officer Johnson has worked for Troy Police Department for a long time, for the campus police department for a long time. He's also a minister at Mount Zion Church, and he was in the community at Cookout when a worker there approached him and gave him a letter that talked about how him being so approachable and just how he affected her life in a positive way, so much so that she changed her major to criminal justice in the pursuit to be a police officer.
The SGA awarded Officer Johnson with the Resolution of Commendation Award for all of his hard work and dedication to his job.
It feels good every once in a while to be recognized, just to feel that somebody actually cares about you, and it really touched my heart, blessed my heart.
Even though SGA holds weekly meetings on Tuesdays, they will not be having one next week, October 15th, but will resume the following week. Claudia Peppenhorst, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll see how some Troy students were getting ready for graduation day. It's coming up after this, so stay tuned.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
The Magna Carta is well known as a document important to the history of England, although many people don't know much about its specifics. An early copy of the 13th century document is currently on display in the Troy Library, and visitors had the chance to learn more about it Thursday afternoon. Aaron Dixon has the story.
The Magna Carta was written and sealed more than 800 years ago, but pieces of the Magna Carta are still being used today. And on Wednesday, Dr. Joseph Kicklighter visited Troy to talk about the origins of the Magna Carta and how we use that document today.
Magna Carta, as maybe people have viewed it in the 20th and 21st centuries, and how that view has changed because governments and societies have changed, and the circumstances when it was first composed and used no longer apply necessarily to our society.
Dr. Kicklighter talked about all the events that led up to the writing of the Magna Carta and was trying to show students that it is more than just an 800-year-old piece of paper.
To see that documents, as valuable as they are, the papers, the 4 copies that are still left, have greater significance than just being some old document that you can find in a museum.
Dr. Kicklighter was the 5th lecturer brought in to speak at the Remnant Trust Lecture Series, and it provided students with a unique opportunity.
It's just a great opportunity to expose the students at Troy to a variety of aspects of history from around the world.
The Remnant Trust Lecture Series will take a week off, but will return October 23rd with John Kressler, who will be talking about the quest for truth in a technological age, the evolving dialogue between science and religion. Aaron Dixon, Troy, TrojanVision News.
As much fun as college can be, it eventually has to come to an end. And that end for some Troy students is this December. And those students were able to get ready for their graduation day at an event Tuesday in the bookstore. Cody Giles has more.
Graduation Day, a day that college students look forward to from the time they step onto campus. It allows for students to show themselves and everyone else that they have succeeded in their endeavors. But before that big day comes, some preparations are needed. Students are able to pick up supplies for graduation day today in the bookstore.
This is grad fair. This is where we can order our announcements, order our class rings, and most importantly, order our cap and gown. So every senior is excited. I know I'm excited, and I cannot wait until December 13th.
Troy University's Office of Career Services also attended the event and helped students size themselves for caps and gowns, as well as help the students get ready for the real world.
Our office is focused on helping make sure that our graduates are employed. So if we have graduates who are still looking for jobs, we host things like career fairs and we try to help them network with some employers. We also like to know where our alumni are so that if they're still looking for jobs, we can also aid them. But we also use this to kind of report back to the deans and the rest of the university as to how effective our degrees are being in getting people jobs so that we can kind of tailor those and try to make sure that we're making sure our graduates get employed.
With their time here on campus coming to an end, a new era of their lives is beginning. But just what did some students have planned?
I have an interview with Delta Airlines on next Thursday, so I'm hoping that goes very well. So that's my not set in stone plan, but hopefully my future plan for graduation in December.
I've got an internship starting in January with an accounting firm out in Enterprise.
No job lined up, but I'm going for my certification once I leave here, and then I'm going for my master's either in kinesiology or exercise physiology.
Even though college has played an integral role in many young adults' lives, one thing is certain about graduation.
Good to be done. I mean, it's good to be here.
I just want y'all to know I'm so happy I'm leaving Troy.
While the work you see here on Troy TrojanVision throughout the week is done by students, they're all college-aged. However, from time to time, our studio is filled with younger students eager to get a glimpse of what it's like behind the scenes. Last week, we welcomed a group of budding broadcasters from Banks Middle School. Seth Feiner has the story.
Some young journalists visited Troy TrojanVision News on Friday to learn more about the news industry and to get a grasp of broadcasting at the local level. From anchoring the news, filming from behind the lens, to even some behind-the-scenes fun, students had the chance to learn something new.
Like the green screen, because Miss Gay always told us not to wear a green shirt, and I wasn't sure why, and now I know.
Oh, to see something like this, I know it's mind-blowing to them, you know, because we do the news, but this is just on such a large scale. So I know they were excited. I saw it in their eyes.
Gay is a 7th and 8th grade English and journalism teacher at Banks Middle School. She helps the students produce their school's newscast in an effort to expand their view of the world.
Oh, to see something like this, I know it's mind-blowing to them, you know, because we do the news, but this is just on such a large scale. So I know they were excited. I saw it in their eyes. The studio looks great. They got a chance to see professional equipment and just to see all that the Troy Journalism Department, Broadcast Journalism Department has is a good experience.
Television production coordinator Aaron Taylor says he looks forward to providing students with a different view of the news year after year.
Seeing those students throughout the years come here and be a part of this is amazing, and the fact that it's become tradition here is even better. The fact that we have them here on a regular basis, it's something that I look forward to every year, and I know the students look forward to coming and checking this out.
Seth Feiner, Troy TrojanVision News.
Troy University is looking for alumni and friends to give back to the school next month during the annual Giving Day. We'll learn more about it in today's Trojan Talk. My guest today is Senior Vice Chancellor for Advancement and Economic Development, Walter Cavan. Thanks for joining me here today.
Pleasure to be with you, Aaron.
And speaking of advancement and economic development, that's the reason we've got you here today is economic development here at Troy University in the way of giving back to the university.
We're giving.
So.
It's all about giving. This is Giving Day coming up again. This is our second Giving Day. We did one last year. And boy, what a tremendous success it was, and a great response we got from the Troy family. We had set a goal of 50,000. We exceeded that by going all the way up to 100,000, doubling our goal.
So this was started last year, and it's something that, and we talked about it last year, something that you see at other campuses and across the country, and something new for us. But having this level of success in its first year, obviously, is something that, as someone whose job is to make sure some of this money flows into the university, makes things a little bit easier on you, but makes you excited about the opportunity for people to get involved.
Well, yeah, and I think it's great to have. I mean, obviously, we want people. You know, we depend upon gifts flowing in throughout the year, but this is a chance to really focus everyone in the Troy family for one day to see if they can make things happen. And I think people are learning too. This is not just about going into a general fund. That, you know, you can make this gift specific. You can make it count any way you want to. Is it a scholarship? Is it a program you want to support? whatever that may be, we will direct that gift accordingly, and that particular group and ultimately the university will benefit.
And that's one of those things that a lot of people may not realize. At any time of the year, when they make a gift, they can make that designation and be able to say, I want it to go to a particular place, especially if you've got a certain place in your heart for a particular school, you know.
And we've met with the deans, for example, and we said, hey, this is your day. We'd love to see the College of Education, the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Health and Human Services, the College of Business, you name it, College of Communication and Fine Arts. You know, we'll energize that base of alumni that belong to your college, and let's make good things happen for your college.
And now, the day itself, I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, as we've gone through this so quickly. Let's talk about the day itself. People can start looking out for this and when they can start making their donation.
Yeah, October 16th. Okay. It's a Wednesday. It's the South Alabama game.
Okay.
So, you know, we try to bring this together with a game so that we have people who are thinking Troy in the spirit. Of course, that Trojan spirit is alive and well and manifests itself through their gifts.
And not to mention, if people have come to campus that day for that big game, an opportunity to hey, let's drop a little money while we're here as well.
Why not? Yeah. Why not make a gift on Giving Day? And again, $125,000. We've set that goal this year. We think we can make that given the tremendous response we had last year. And we've already had people who are lining up who've told us, yeah, I'm going to give on that day, and I'm going to make my gift to this particular cause or this particular program, this particular college. So we're excited about it.
And I know last year the connection with a football game with Giving Day, because you kind of wanted to make it a fun competition for folks to be keeping up with the score, to see how well the day is going along. And that same spirit obviously alive and well this year as well.
Oh yeah, and we had a great job working with athletics to make sure that we incorporate it into the game itself, and that we also have a live tracker so that you can log on to the site and you can see exactly where we are and how your gift is making a difference.
And obviously, and let's talk a little about the website, because I know it's out there and folks can check it out for information. Now, we do want them to wait to Giving Day to use it, but they can also stop by the website and see that as well, right?
Oh, so, yeah, go to troy.edu and then development, and you'll find everything.
And we're seeing right now a page on the screen. We're seeing that folks can check out the website, that they can see an opportunity to see where they can keep track of what's going on and make some donations. And that is an opportunity, because if they can't make it, that giving from a distance is just as good as well,
sure.
right? So,
you know, and that's the easy part. You don't. We love having people there and making the gifts while they're here, but hey, just log on, make your gift that day, and make it count that day.
And now, as for activities, you talked about last year, you mentioned that keeping a running tab, but obviously on that day, some activities, especially coordinated with the football game, an opportunity to get involved for people to get excited about it. So.
Oh, I think so, yeah. All during the day, things will be going on, and this is one of the things, too, you know, we're making this a social media event. So we want everybody engaged on social media as well as in watching the game and seeing what's going on to the field. Everything is.
And anybody out there who's made a big donation on Giving Day, maybe take a selfie, post it on social media and say, hey, I gave to the university. And that can encourage others to start doing as well.
Yeah, we're looking for that. We want to build that momentum, you know, with people checking in and saying, hey, I made my gift. Have you made yours?
And keep everybody accountable to each other and helping out the Trojan family.
Well, and it's a great family. It's a generous family, as we proved last year. So we want to just show again, we want to stand up and be Trojans on Giving Day, October 16th. Make a difference by making a gift.
And then let's see if the Trojan family does that. I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you very much, Aaron.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's the week that was. To find out what's happening on a daily basis, you can tune into Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday, or follow us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Troy TrojanVision News fan page on Facebook to see online content from Troy TrojanVision News. Until next time, have a good week.